We are approaching the Festival of Passover. Now, pretty much everyone has heard of Passover, the commemoration of the Jewish exodus from Egyptian slavery. But there's a lesser known practice that begins the day after Passover. It's called Sfiras HaOmer, literally the counting of the Omer. Now, the Omer was an offering of barley that was brought in ancient times in the Tabernacle in the desert, in the temple in Jerusalem. And from the day of the bringing of the Omer offering, that barley offering, the Jews are commanded to count day by day, week by week, 49 days and 7 weeks until we reach the festival of Shavuot, sometimes translated as Pentecost, on which we celebrate revelation at Sinai and the receiving of the Torah. What exactly is the symbolism of this counting? We're not counting down, we're counting up. And that's a critical point. Now, first we have to ask ourselves, what is this freedom that we are celebrating on Passover? We think of freedom as the right to choose. But as someone wisely said, it's much more than that. In fact, it's quite different from that. It's not so much the right to choose as the choice to do right. Because freedom by itself is worth nothing. It's potential, it's opportunity. It has no intrinsic value. It only has value for what we can do with it. And that means that the moment we become free, now the real work begins. What will we do with the freedom of choice? Will we work to develop ourselves, to build ourselves up, to refine our talents and our abilities so we can take advantage of the opportunities we have to contribute the best we can to making a better world? And that is what the counting is all about. Each day builds on the previous day. I have now more experience. I'm wiser. I'm more learned. I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more talented. I have clearer vision and perspective. I have more experience to draw on. And so day by day, we count until we build ourselves up to the point where we are now ready to enter the service of the divine. And that's represented by the festival of Shavuot, Pentecost. We receive the Torah from Sinai. We receive God's word. Now, what's interesting is that on Shavuot, there is a different offering brought in the temple called the Shtei HaLechem, the 2 loaves of wheat bread. What's the distinction between the barley offering brought on Passover and the wheat offering brought on Shavuos? Well, barley is a coarse grain. In ancient times, it was considered animal food. People didn't eat barley, animals ate barley. And that's how we look at pure freedom. Animals have a certain self determination. They can choose, as it were, to go this way or that, but they have no purpose guiding them. They have no consciousness of self development. And so the barley offering of Passover reminds us that this newly won freedom, if we misuse it, then we're really nothing better than animals. But if we use it to develop ourselves, to refine ourselves day by day, week by week, then we reach a point where we have become refined beings. We're no longer physical creatures like animals. We are refined, elevated, divine creatures like the angels, like the emissaries that live in the heavenly realms. And that's represented by the wheat flour, the wheat offering. This is a time for us to contemplate the opportunities that we have to contribute to a better world. Every one of us has unique potential. Every one of us has opportunities. And it's not so much about how we are going to fix the world around us, but how we are going to repair ourselves, fix ourselves, develop, and strive towards perfection. That is the ultimate way that we contribute to a better